want to get huge, I got a bulking meal just for you. I grew up on a ranch and they always said the best way to get big is being corn-fed, eating steak and potatoes for dinner. So today, Muscle and Strength, we're gonna be doing a bulking meal of Texas-style beef, USDA choice. We're gonna be doing a ribeye and some potatoes in the air fryer to make sure we get extra big after that leg day. A couple tips about making the best steak is when I got home from the grocery store, which was about 2 hours ago, this steak has been sitting out since. So the best beef is to wait until it's room temperature to cook it. It makes it so that it's more tender, and that way the seasonings can soak in. So room temperature steak, and we're gonna put some salt and pepper on it, which I got over here. So we'll do that. I like Himalayan sea salt. We'll do both sides up with a little heavy coat of salt and pepper. And then I'll set this over to the side because the steak cooks up quick, because I like my steak medium rare. If you get a good piece of beef, you don't need a bunch of seasonings, you don't need a bunch of marinades. You just need a little salt and pepper and to cook it right. So, like I said, set this aside and then we'll cut up some potatoes. My dad was a really good cook as a kid, and we always watched the cooking channel. When I was prepping for the Texas Pro, Branch came over a couple times to look at me, morning, night, whenever, and a couple times I had the cooking channel on the TV, and he was like, "What the heck is wrong with you? How do you watch cooking shows while you're starving?" And I think it's just because my dad and I always watch the cooking channel. I just enjoy those shows, and I really like to cook. So it doesn't really bother me to see the food, but in the off season I get creative and I like to use those type of things. So you'll see that I have a bit of culinary skills. I don't know if I would say they're good, but they work. I like to just do cubes, so I'll cut this into 3. So what we'll do with these potatoes, I'll cut them up, I'll weigh them. If you guys eat potatoes in your diet, I recommend that you weigh them raw, because it's a little bit easier to gauge how much potato you're getting. If you do it cooked, you cook some of the moisture out of it, not consistent every time. So this is a good way to get a full, consistent measurement on the potato every time so that it's exact. And other than that, guys, I try to keep it pretty simple with the potatoes as well. Salt and pepper. I'll give them a light spray of some coconut oil. Steak and taters. So that's something I grew up on. I grew up on a cattle ranch in Wyoming, and we had steak and potatoes, if not beef and potatoes of some sort, almost every single night. Kind of nostalgic for me, something I really enjoy, and also great for building muscle. We are gonna do about 220 grams of potato, which is about 8 ounces. Oop. That'll work, 222. So it's about 8 ounces of potatoes. We'll boil those up. For about 10 minutes on high. Get them a nice crisp on the outside. They're already cooked all the way through, so it should cook up pretty quick. We're gonna reverse steer this steak. It's kind of cooking a steak backwards. We're gonna bake this in the oven, get it the perfect medium rare, and then I'm just gonna hit it on both sides in a pan that's really, really hot to get that nice crust. But this way, I get my steak cooked exactly how I want it. It's the perfect, absolute perfect cook on the inside. So, in there like so, easy as that. We're just gonna let it go for a couple minutes. Those potatoes are in the air fryer, and everything is getting ready to go. Now, I told you guys I had a special treat for you that's bodybuilding friendly, even prep friendly. So, it's a dessert to go with this steak and potatoes meal. So let's make a prep run. All right, guys, nothing fancy ingredient wise, nothing crazy. We got some bogs here, about 70 grams is what I like to use. So like I said, FLAVORGANG, it's a hot cereal, rice based. This is white rice based, so it's gonna digest really easy for you. It has a little bit of sucralose in it for artificial sweetener. It has some cocoa powder in there to make it taste like a brownie. So 70 grams of that. We're gonna do about a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, which is me just guessing, so you should actually measure it. But I know I've been doing this for a long time and made this thing like every day for the last couple months. So that, you need 1 egg and you need 1 banana. So like I was telling you guys, I usually eat a banana for breakfast. So this is one meal that I do in the morning, but I saved it today to show it to you guys. So we're gonna put an egg in here in a food processor, or you can do it in like the blender cups. A lot of people do that as well. That, a banana, which good thing, because this thing is about to go bad. And I got some more at the grocery store today. So 1 banana. And then throw the dry ingredients in here. We're gonna blend this. Then, since I'm in the off season, to make this a real brownie, I got some chocolate chips at the grocery store. I'm just gonna sprinkle a few in here. You guys see how it looks now? Go in here, 350. This actually has a bake mode on it. So I'm gonna do 350 for 12 minutes. This thing is beautiful, perfect brownie. Look at that thing. How could you get any better than that? Look at that. So about 30 seconds to a minute on one side, 30 seconds to a minute on the other side, and then this thing is gonna be perfectly ready to go. Perfectly cooked, evenly cooked, all the way through. So that's what a reverse sear does. Gives you that perfect medium rare from the middle of the steak all the way to the end of the steak. Ribeye, great for growing. Potatoes versus rice. They're just gonna digest a little bit slower, got some more starch, maybe stick on your bones a little bit more. So thanks for following along, tuning in guys, appreciate you. Let's get huge.